The Somme in northern France, the site of the most terrible battle in the First World War. More than 400,000 men died and 1 million others were injured in just 5 months of fighting. But the Somme is best remembered today for its first day, July the 1st, 1916. The first day was preceded by the largest bombardment in history. In 7 days, some 3 million high explosive and shrapnel shells were fired into the German lines. The British commanders believed nothing could survive such a terrible bombardment, but they were wrong. The Germans had dug deep into the chalky soil of the Somme. The result was a catastrophe. July the 1st was the worst day in the history of the British Army. 19,470 men were killed in a single day, more than in all conflicts the British have fought since the Second World War.
But there's one rose that dies not in Picardy. 'Tis the rose that I keep.
The Ulster Tower stands on the site overlooking the part of the battlefield where some 2,060 men from the north died on July the 1st, and the division suffered 5,500 casualties. The 36th Ulster Division was located on the left of the British line, astride the River Onk, and in front of an elevated German stronghold known as the Schwaben Redoubt, where a cemetery now stands. The men attacked through Thiepval Wood, still, 100 years later, too dangerous to wander through. The attack was a catastrophe, but initially it was almost a success. Teddy Colligan is the caretaker of the Ulster Tower.
We actually left our frontline trench before everyone else. So we had the element of surprise, and we were very, very close to the German front line here and all the way over the hill when 7:30 came. So we really had the element of surprise, and the first waves were very, very successful. Captured quite a lot of the enemy, sent lots of prisoners back, but it couldn't be sustained. As the day went on, it couldn't be sustained.
On the left-hand side of the 36th Ulster Division was the 29th Division attacking the village of Beaumont Hamel. The 29th Division was positioned in front of a giant underground mine which was blown up just minutes before the men went over the top at 7:30 a.m. The Hawthorne crater is now covered by this line of trees.
29th Division are on the other side, containing lots of Irishmen as well. They contain lots of Irishmen, regular battalion of the Enniskillens. The Dublin Fusiliers were over there as well, and they had a terrible time.
On the right, the 32nd Division attacked Thiepval village. Both failed in their objectives, leaving the Ulstermen even more exposed to enemy fire.
No one got into the village. The village wasn't captured. So the machine guns on the right flank of the Enniskillens, and mostly 109 Brigade, 3 battalions of the Enniskillens and the 14th Rifles, they took a terrible hammering from the machine guns on the right flank that were supposed to be captured by the 32nd Division.
The highlight of any visit to the Ulster Tower is the memorial room where that terrible day is remembered. So Teddy, we're here in the Ulster Tower. Tell us a little bit about the significance of this place.
Well, the tower was built in 1921 as a memorial to the soldiers who lost their lives here. It's a replica of Helen's Tower, and Helen's Tower stands in Llandyboi Estate, built in 1853 as a memorial to Lady Helen. It was decided towards the end of the war, or just after the war, to have a memorial here to the men who died. After some discussion, it was decided Helen's Tower would be a suitable memorial, as the soldiers trained in Llandyboi Estate and they camped round the tower.
This is almost a place of pilgrimage, isn't it, for people from the north? Do you get many visitors from the south now?
Not just from the north,
yeah,
no, not just from the north. We have more and more visitors from the south now. We can have 3 generations of a family from the south visiting the battlefields for the very, very first time. Very emotional visit for them. No member of the family has probably ever visited the graves that they're coming to see. And we're able to help them because I have all the information in the visitor centre. If someone comes in and they're looking for where their relative fell, and I can practically pinpoint it within 50, 60, 70 yards of where they actually fell. And then when I can in the evening, I would go and visit that site with them and explain it all to them.
Many of the thousands of men who died on the first day of the Somme are remembered here at the Thiepval Memorial, which overlooks the battlefield. Thiepval is the largest memorial of its kind in the world. The names of 72,460 men who died during the Battle of the Somme and have no known grave are remembered here, including around 4,000 Irishmen. I've come in particular to look for one soldier who was killed on the first day of the Battle of the Somme.
I'm here in particular to see one man whose brother grew up next to where I grew up in Carrick-on-Shannon. His name is Thiepval Dockery. He was killed on the first day of the Somme, and his name is behind me here in the section dedicated to the Royal Dublin Fusiliers. Private Thiepval Dockery of the 1st Battalion of the Royal Dublin Fusiliers, who, as you can see here, was killed on the first day of the Somme in 1916. He was just 21 years of age, and he was the son of Michael and Maria Dockery of Bridge Street in Carrick-on-Shannon.
Is the rose that I keep in my heart. Roses are shining in Picardy.